Hey, everybody. It's me. And after I put my introductionary video up, I was actually asked to make a video of my PC, and that was the point of me making my YouTube channel and everything. So here we go. Here we go. After further ado, everything's going. For clarification, real fast. The overclocking button on my motherboard does work. The CPU, I'm about to let you know on, does run at the moment with a stable overclock of 3.9 gigahertz. I'm not going to push it past that. I'm not doing it manually. I'm not a person who even likes overclocking. I never did before. I never liked risking my computer components, especially when you spend as much as I do on computer components. So everything's good with that. It's actually, I'm really happy that somebody actually put something in their component to do that for me. My RAM is stock settings right now. I think it's 15, 15, 15, and 35 on the timings. It's DDR4, G-Skill 2133 or something like that, or 2100 or something like that. It's whatever. So let's get to it now. All right. Let me grab this. I'm making the videos on my webcam at the moment. So yeah. First and foremost, we're gonna go over my motherboard. The motherboard is an MSI X99S Gaming 9 ACK. This has a streaming engine in case some of you like to, stream stuff. Right there, streaming engine. Audio Boost 2, which I don't know what that does really. I haven't messed with it. And Pro Killer Double Shot. Now, the Double Shot allows you to basically run a little. Oh my gosh! Here it is. It's this. It's a killer Wi-Fi AC module, and basically you turn your computer into a little Wi-Fi connection for other people. I think. Unless I'm wrong, and if I am, please clarify. I'm not going to use this feature, so not a big deal. Killer LAN, which I use, and I do notice a difference here with this as far as my speeds go. Okay. And then Audio Boost 2, whatever, M2 Gen 3 times 4. I didn't even know it came with this, so I'm going to research that for you guys. DDR4 you can overclock DDR4 RAM memory to 3333. It supports 4-way multi-GPU SLI total, and of course the streaming engine. I will try to use this. I'm going to see if I can do a Twitch thing going on and try to use that. But generally speaking, this is a great motherboard. I love it. It has a little. Now all MSI, well not all, but all the new MSI motherboards I'm hearing come with the OC Genie 2. And some people may say, well, the OC Genie really didn't do anything, or it makes you unstable. I'm running stable. I've been running stable for 5, 6, 7 hours since I pushed the button. Yeah. Anyway, here is my CPU. It's a Core i7-5820K. Socket LGA 2011 version 3. Now, some people would want to wait for the new CPU coming out. Forgot the name of it now. But I decided that if I wait and that one comes out, there's going to be something new at that point, and then I'll wait for that thing, and it'll be a never-ending waiting process. So if you need a new PC or want one, you may as well get one now, because this is really, I have to say, these are really good parts. The next is this. Now I didn't use this because it came with pre-built or already on it thermal paste. but Noctua NTH1. This is what I'm hearing is taking the thermal paste market. This is what I'm hearing is the best. Sky, get out of here. Go on. That's what I'm hearing in as far as tests are concerned. Even against Arctic Silver 5 and some of the other more known, I'm hearing that this is outperforming it by a couple of degrees. Go on. Go. My dog? Sky, go on. She listens. Go. Alright, the next piece here is the... Now, I have... Some people may say the granddaddy. I have two granddaddies in this. I call it granddaddy. I have two big granddaddy parts in this. They were the two most expensive things. Okay, so I'm going to remove this because that wasn't really expensive. And honestly, it wasn't this either. This was the most expensive part in my system. The MSI Gaming 4G GTX 980 Overclocked Edition. PCI Express 3.0, 4 gigabytes of GDDR5. Great. Awesome thing. That is awesome. DirectX 12, of course. Not a lot of games utilize that stuff yet, so hopefully this will last me a long time. These two were the most expensive parts in my system. The motherboard, which I went all out on, and the graphics card, which I obviously went all out on. I am not a multi-GPU user. I don't want to. That's just another part that I have to worry about breaking. Now, I will be SLIing a second one of these if the upcoming games that I'm looking at playing, I haven't made a decision, but looking at playing, which is EverQuest Next, and there's another one coming out. I'm not sure if I'm going to play them. If I don't, the MMO I do play, which is called Star Wars The Old Republic, it uses 2.5 to maybe 3 cores total. That's a 6-core processor. It doesn't at all use DirectX 12, and a couple of other things that I have here it doesn't utilize. So it's kind of a bare-bone game. Not bare bones, but it's kind of a lower end game when you're comparing a game to parts. These parts are astronomically overkill for Star Wars The Old Republic. So if you're playing Star Wars, you can get by with a 7 series and a 3rd, 4th, 5th generation. I think I was running a 2nd generation. Yeah, I was running a Sandy Bridge 2600K version before the system, and I was doing fine. Last part is that the VGA 1000 watt P2 platinum power supply. It's platinum because of this 80 plus platinum, and that is really cool. Some people may say I don't need it. I would rather not need it than need it and not have it. And also, again, it comes with gimping your computer. And I don't agree with skimping anymore. I skimped on my first build, halfway skimped on my second build, and I'm not doing it anymore. If I'm going to build a computer, I'm buying the best stuff I can. This is the water cool. I don't normally would not go water cool. 240 millimeter radiator. Supports LGA 1150. This supports the 2011 version 3 socket, which is what the CPU is, okay? Don't think that this doesn't support it because it doesn't have version 3 next to it. It supports it. Another thing is, some of you may run into that the directions aren't very good with this thing. You're going to get to a point where it's going to ask for a plastic backplate thing on the socket 2011, right? I think that's what this is. That has to be what this socket is. On the X99 chipset motherboards, I'm pretty sure, again, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? You are not going to need that thing, okay? Don't even worry about it. I called Thermaltake, and I told him what the issue was with their directions. It wasn't written very good. It said skip a step, but then later on it asked for something that we skipped, and we weren't sure because of this discrepancy if we needed the back plate. And he said no, the chipset and then socket you have come with already pre-installed on the back of the motherboard now from MSI, and I guess other manufacturers, I think, don't quote me, already already had one. You just had to basically plug it, put the heatsink thing on it, and or the pump, I should say, and everything, and just screw it in. Here is the system now. Now that I went over that stuff, as I said, the water 3.0, again, if you have a socket 2011 and it doesn't, and it does have a little metal backing on the back of the motherboard, you do not need the back plate because it already comes with one. Second, so that was the first problem. The second problem with this case, it was this case. I ordered the Water 3.0 Ultimate, which is about $40 more than this one was, and it wouldn't fit. Radiator was too big. I realized that after I placed the order because I was in a rush and I had to go to work. But I canceled the order and I went back and I got the Extreme Water Extreme S, and this is it. Now, I do have a few bones to pick with this case. I love this case. This case is leaps and bounds above and beyond the half X. I had the half X. I had that half 922. Both of them were really aggravating when it came to these fan filters. Both of them were aggravating the hell. Why? Because you had to unscrew a bunch of crap in order to get them out. That one, you just push on it and it pops out. This one down here, you just pull and it pops out. You don't have to worry about that. Second thing I noticed on my half X is that the front panel, okay, after you take one out, the slot up there, and I'll actually just go over there with you. The slot over there, when you take one of these out here, when you take one out, they had a metal backing here, which is cheap as hell, and you had to punch it out. It was a piece of metal, and you had to punch it out. Right? There is none of that here. You just take this off, slide your whatever you're going to use in there, and then I'm not sure if it uses screws or not. I imagine so because it isn't as new as some other cases that have toolless stuff. But oh shit, what did I do? Yeah, these are cool. You just press this little knob here, and they come out. These are not. These again are not toolless. You can see they have holes there for a 2.5-inch drive that I do have, and then the side holes for a regular hard drive. Which again, I also have one of those. I'm not going to take them out. There is no cords plugged into my two drives. There's actually a little hub in the back that sits there, and it has a SATA connection and then a power connection. You just take that out, put the drive in, slide the drive in, if you have it plugged in correctly, of course, and I do, and it will automatically power and have everything where you should belong if you have it plugged into the motherboard correctly. Now, if you notice this, that's the color shift thing, where, and I like that a lot. I think it's really cool. I do like regular colored builds, but I like this. Now, here's the problem. The other nitpick. Well, here's the first nitpick that I have with this case. Okay, and we're gonna get into a second one too. It's really hard to open this. There's a lever down here. You can hear it. You press it, you pull, and it turns it off, which is automatic. And the reason why it turns it off is because of God dang, of this. Now this is a cool feature. These two here is where the power goes. This is the male, that's the female type thing, and they just sit on each other when you have it closed, to where you don't have to worry about unplugging that fan if you want to take it off. Thirdly, it is really easy to get off. My half-X windows were so hard to get off and on because they were not on hinges. These are on hinges. Okay, you just lift and take off. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. Now we're going to get into the system. This is the best way I could have done cable management. I couldn't think of any other way to do it except this. Nothing is touching anything. When my wife built this for me when I was asleep, some of the cables were actually touching the graphics card, and they're not doing that right now. These are for the graphics card. I have them running over, and they're really thick. They're like that thick. Okay, well, no, they're like that thick, but they're really good braided. These are not going to come apart. Same with that. I have these running back here into the back. I have this running, which is the whole main power thing running into the back. I have the CPU one running into the back, and they all come down into here. And then when it gets down in here, it's a little bit of a mess. To say the least, it's a little bit of a mess. This one looks kind of tacky where it's at. So I'm thinking about taking it out of this area because there's a grommet there, and I'm thinking about moving it into this one and then bringing it around to where it would look a little bit better, kind of. But it is a lot of work to do. There's a lot of cables. The cables are really long. I mean, this right here is for one item, which is up here, which is for this one item, and it's kind of issue now. There's the water cool 3.0 right there, and reset power. That blue really light button there you see, that is the overclock feature. You turn your computer off completely, you press that, you turn it on, it automatically overclocks your CPU to whatever stable levels the motherboard thinks. And right now with the case open, it's probably about 80 degrees in this room right now. Running at this 44 degrees, but I did take the side fan off, and that does matter. So this, by the way, this CPU is fully modular. I highly suggest getting a fully modular one. You get what you pay for, everybody. You really do. Some people want to go, oh, well, I don't want to get that. I don't see the point in, I don't think you should spend that much on a case, or I don't think you should spend that much on a hard drive or anything else. The point is, you get what you pay for. So, okay. Now here's my problem. Remember when it was color shift? When I closed it and I opened it, it now went back to blue. And the front 200mm fan is still color shifting, which is the problem. So I have to figure out some way to do it. And I have to open this, and I gotta go up here to my fan controller, which is here, and I gotta press that button. That thing don't change it. Every time I press it, it doesn't change them really. And then I press it again, and it'll stay green. Right? I mean, I'm pressing it, so I don't know what the deal is to that thing. It doesn't work very well. Anyway, to get it going, so that's to get it going. As far as my gaming peripherals are concerned, real fast, we have this. This is breaking currently. Reason for that is my cats knocked it over the second day I got it, and it shorted it. It yanked on the cords and stuff, and it's causing an electrical issue in it. Sometimes it'll shut off by itself, stuff like that. But this is the best keyboard I've ever had. I've had some mechanical keyboards, and they've died within 6 months to a year. This is going on, what, 3 years now? 2 years straight with heavy use, and it's working flawlessly, except for the whole cat issue. But that doesn't mean that this sucks. It means that I had bad luck and left the door open because I was dumb, and my cats just basically threw a $200 or $300 keyboard off my desk. Second thing is this. We're gonna get to this in a second. This is the Rat MMO7. Most comfortable mouse I've ever owned is a Rat series. I got this on release, and it is going perfect. I dropped this 5 feet today, and it landed, and it went on a really hard surface, a wooden table. I dropped it literally, and it fell. And I thought I broke it. I was really scared. Nope, plugged it in, perfect. That's why I'm glad it has a metal aluminum bottom. I do play it at the 6400 DPI is what it says there. If it decides, my hands are shaking. I have weird nerves and stuff. But other than that stuff, there's no really big issue. I love my system. I like that that MSI decided that it was a good idea to allow us to overclock that easy. This thing's dumb. It was great when I bought it. It's supposed to glow here, and I noticed that it wasn't glowing, so I kind of took it apart and fiddled with it, and everything's plugged in right. Everything's fine. I'm not static. Nothing happened. It just stopped working. And anyway, that's the Cyber Sniper Tracer mousepad. Mad Cats, if you're watching this, please allow us American people to get the Glide 9. That's what I want. Okay. And lastly is the Mad Catz Freak 7 headset. I had the Razer Megalodon before this, and it died after 5 months. Now imagine spending $180 for a headset and it died, or not $150. I was pissed, and this came out 7.1 surround sound, comfortable as hell. This needs to be replaced because my children decided to drop it, and you can see a nick there. There's actually a big nick right there too, a hole. And you can feel it coming apart a little bit because of the drop. Before that, which was right after we moved into our new house, yes, we did buy a house, it wasn't dropped, so it was something that happened here. We were using it for the PlayStation 4 before I got my new headset for that, so it's bad luck. That and that are bad luck. I will be replacing this mouse with the Rat Pro X because it's more customizable than this, and this has so many buttons that I can't. I wanted to be like those people that use the mouse for everything, to click and do the MMO thing. I can't do it. I can't. I physically cannot sit there and use it for that. It may be ugly, but I guarantee you, I mean, some people say, well, that's ugly, or it looked like it was built with an erector set. One of my friends said that on Facebook. But the fact is it can look like it's been done, like it was doing that, like it was built with an erector set or Legos. The fact is the damn thing is comfortable. I've never had a more comfortable mouse than this. I mean, it just fits, and I move around, and it is amazing. The whole thing is just amazing. And with the Rat Pro X, whoever doesn't know, you're going to be allowed to pick your sensor, which means that if you're like me and you don't like buying mice and you just want to stick with one, and the sensor breaks, you can go buy a new sensor you pop the old one out, you put the new one in. You don't have to buy a new mouse anymore. You just buy the sensor. Mice that have a fixed sensor like this are going to have a big wake-up call, because I would rather spend, and people may say, well, they're going to be more expensive than the mouse. No. A new sensor for a mouse is probably going to be about $40, $30, maybe 50, maybe 60 or 70 if you're getting a high DPI super gaming one. But that's still cheaper than a mouse, or just as expensive. So you may as well get that if you like the mouse. So I will be getting a Rat Pro X. I'm not going to replace this until either this breaks, and I'll get my my spare out and use that until a new one comes out. Manufacturers for keyboards. Here's what I want. And Razer, you're notorious for this. You have a screen here. You have macro buttons up here. You can turn that screen into this numpad, I think, that I saw. I don't want that, okay? I want my numpad to be here, physical buttons. I want my arrows to be here, physical, and these are macro keys. I want my delete and everything to be here, all physical. I want my regular stuff. I want this taken out. I want you then to put, and this is a recommendation, I want you guys who manufacture keyboards to put a damn LCD screen up here on, flat, that connects onto the keyboard. So just imagine it going over a little more. you know, maybe the size of my hand, you know, right there, you know, over from here all the way over to here. And I don't care if it makes a bigger footprint. I have a huge desk here. I have a huge desk. I mean, my desk is huge. I can take this out and play on something smaller. You do this, you put your screen, you put, I don't know, 12, 15 macro buttons below the screen or something, and you connect it on the motherboard. You did, or the keyboard. You do that, and I'll pay $500 for the damn thing. Because I'll have all the macro buttons I would need, I'll have my screen over here that I need, and I'll be able to keep this the way I want it. I can't play on this side, and here's why, Razer. If I'm doing this, and I'm doing macro keys and stuff, okay, I'll show you real quick, if it allows me to. If my hand is here, doing stuff right here, and I'm doing macros, then my other hand is right next to it, doing my mouse. So I'm looking like this. So I'm not utilizing, and don't have at my fingertips, the rest of my keyboard. Okay? I'm stuck way over here in this little corner over here doing shit. And I don't like that. I don't like it. Lastly, I don't do dual monitors because I do that. I'm playing currently on a 52-inch LCD TV. I will be moving down into an LED smart TV, probably a 50 or a 46-inch maybe. But I'd rather do this than go and buy two monitors that have that stupid line in the middle of it, because you have two connected here and everything else. I don't want it. And I'm not willing to spend however much it costs for those TVs that don't have a bezel on it or a frame or whatever you want to call it. I'm not doing it. I'd rather sit 5 feet away, eat my chips, drink my coffee, and look at that damn screen and be happy. And on my desk, because people are going to ask, I have a random coffee cup I need to put in the dishwasher. My Galaxy Note 3 phone, which is a great phone. I'm not going to get rid of that. I have my emergency flashlight here. It's not an LED one. It's just a regular one. It's cool. Coffee cup, as I said. X-52 flight control system. I used that for Battlefield. I think it was Battlefield 3. It worked stupendously when I was flying helicopters. It was awesome. But at that point, after that, I didn't have a system that could run the new Battlefield. I was running a GTX 560, and I won't play first-person shooters unless I can run them at max settings. I just won't. Which is the reason why I bought that rig. Star Wars: The Old Republic, any new first-person shooters. This is our modem thing for our cable internet, and then my e-cigarette and Windex. Okay, well that is my tour of my system, of my room, or not my room, sorry. This is my office. I call it my room because I'm in here a lot when I'm not at work. And yeah, have my part boxes over there. I have a spare bed here for people who come over and stay the night. And oh yeah, yes, I'm wearing Ninja Turtle pants. It happens. I have kids. Anyway, let me know what you think, and let me know if you have any questions or anything, or if you want to know more about the whole OC, overclock genie thing that's on there. Okay, thanks everybody.